So we're rolling live. I won the lottery again. Friday, December 6th. It's like the 30th time I've won it this year. That's not including last year's. I'm talking jackpots. Got Jackson Pot, dog. Anyways, has anyone ever been to like Albuquerque? Albuquerque, New Mexico. How do you even spell Albuquerque? Albuquerque. Albuquerque. Wow. It's almost got 600,000 people. Ain't that a thing? It's interesting. Albuquerque. What is in New Mexico? I know one thing that they got there that I want here. In a fictitious world. A very fictitious world in a faraway imaginary. I didn't need it, dude. Portland is not even on the water. Dude. Portland. Albuquerque. Santa Fe. Anybody ever been there? I don't know why you'd want to go. Unless you, for some reason, the unlikely and not unlikely, but the unfortunate circumstance of being born there. The Duke City, the most populous city in the U.S. state of New Mexico, founded in 1706 as La Ville de Albuquerque by Santa Fe de Nuevo Mexico Governor Francisco Cuervo y Valdez, and named in honor of Francisco Fernandez de la Cueve, 10th Duke of Albuquerque and Viceroy of New Spain. It served as an outpost on El Camino Real, linking Mexico City to the northernmost territories of New Spain. In 2006, the city celebrated its 300th anniversary. So it's like where you can get like the first, good whore when you cross the border. Truth or Consequences. That's a town in New Mexico, apparently. Truth or Consequences. 3 words. New Mexico. That's the city name. Yeah. See, this is the kind of shit that is probably not even true or real. And it's gone, just like that. It's gone. Just like that, it's gone. Where did my pin go? Oh, what the hell, man? Oh, it's Williamsburg. So not Truth or Consequences, New Mexico. It's Williamsburg, New Mexico. Not Truth or Consequences. You know what I think is? You know what I think it is? Well, I had an idea earlier. like a couple hours ago about what was it? Basically that everybody in the country who's ever won the lottery in this country, in all of history, they all were like picked to win the lottery just because the Holy Spirit will like pick somebody who you know just helped anybody up there relieve any kind of like emotional hardship that they were going through at the time or something, or maybe they wanted to feel something. So you gotta imagine if you've been God, it's like, yeah, I care. He cares about humans, but it's like he's got to be like, there's got to be one that just um, I can bend and break and mold, and a little bit of torture. But hey, it could be that dog in the living room not able to breathe when I sleep on on my side, the side of my body. So you could have a smushed in face, the same nasal passageways, like the same amount of space in terms of nasal cavity, like as most dogs with long snouts. But French bulldogs got all of that shit pushed into their face, so that's why it. So there's some times where she'll just be sitting there and she'll just like stop breathing for like 40 seconds. Like 2 times. Albuquerque, New Mexico. It's like the desert, but it's not the desert like Arizona, like northern Arizona, which is the Grand Canyon. Kind of by Flagstaff, but still a couple hours from there, I think. That's like northern Arizona. The Grand Canyon. I've never been there, but I heard it's a big hole. So, but imagine like New Mexico, which is like I don't even know. Never been there. My neighbor probably had. He's probably been there. So yeah, like yeah, this is just like half of it's probably like half people are all half the people. I mean, Jesus, are there any actual buildings, or is it just like mud huts, like like built into the fucking side of a mountain, but not like a mountain, like a desert, uh, like cliff up in the air, like a plateau. It's like they just carved like a cave house. Does the state have any real buildings? Does the state have any actual like buildings with plumbing, heating, air conditioning? No, they just have Ferris wheels. You got two Ferris wheels. You have two Ferris wheels, and I just keep seeing the same fucking picture of this one kind of mountain, but it's not even that. Yeah, what? It just says New Mexico wallpapers. Anyways, I kind of want to go visit one of the caves there, and it looks like so they have this is before the Mexico War in the future, where we have dragons flying around and hobbits and smeagol's. It looks a lot like that river swamp area, but not as much like bodies and weird smoke. It's like a kind of like chemical waste, but in the form of like a poison from a witch or a gargoyle or a wizard, even witch wizard. One of the two. What a dumb flag. Just a dumb. I mean, the Ferris wheel does look kind of nice though, because it's next to like kind of like a building. So they have one city with buildings. It's Albuquerque, and that's it. It's all just teepees and cave sculpture, trenches with a door on it, made out of the cave material. The 8 official state animals in New Mexico. This is good stuff. American black bear. Who would have thunk that one? Greater roadrunner. Rio Grande cutthroat trout. New Mexico whiptail lizard. New Mexico spade foot toad. Sandia hair streak butterfly. Tarantula hawk wasp. And Colophysis, which is a dinosaur. I figure that would be at number 2 after the black bear, obviously, because that dinosaur doesn't fight you to the death. And then football. They have a football team there too. Yeah, no, there's a couple. Maybe they might have a building where it's just made out of like stacks of bricks of cocaine and drugs that they, because they just started bombing all the places at the border now. Foul, y'all. But it's like a desert. You know, that, New Mexico, Arizona, Nevada, some of California, maybe like a small portion of Colorado. How do I look at the entire country? The USA's geographical map. Try that one out for size. There we go. Now we're cooking. Now we're talking. The tundra. So Nevada, Arizona, Utah, Arizona, California, New Mexico, Colorado. Those 6 states. Down the lower left. They have pretty much desert um, type of landscape and habitat in the world, aside from what? Africa and Australia. Pretty much those two are the only places. And Africa is probably a little bit different. It's not as like a dry, like a rocky desert. It's like a Saharan desert with the sand. But Australia is kind of similar to the United States. Formed. Those are the only really 3 deserts in the Middle East, obviously. But even that is not the same as the kind of desert we got here and Australia has. I'd imagine Australia is kind of like a mixture of the two, which is interesting. Just, these kinds of things are weird. Got a key lime pie vape, and it's really fucking good. Oh man, $32 for 20, $32 for 25,000 puffs. It's almost 1,000 a puff. 1,000 puffs $1. Like 2 cigarettes is $1. Why do I bring this up? You're wondering. I just want to see what it's like to like live in old times, but have it be 2024 still. I don't know if you can hear the fan in the background. I haven't even checked the audio, but I just want to imagine what it would be like. We've already been going for 18 minutes. It just flies. So if you want to know where to get a nice vape for $32.99 in Hudson, not Hudson, Baldwin. Badass LD win. BALD win. The lottery. Duh. That's wild, dog. But if you want to get a decently nice vape that's key lime pie flavored, or you can try all the flavors out. She has a bunch of them out there set out on the counter, and you can contract Hep A or B or C, one of the two, 3. She doesn't have the little mouthpieces. I'm just kidding. She does. And from my diagnosis and prognosis, she probably has, if you want to know what 10 years of meth and then like sober, like sobriety and recovery and being clean is like a couple years later, just go to her smoke shop in Baldwin. You're wondering, oh, maybe I should try that thing, that cool drug that everybody's doing called crystal methamphetamine. And you'll think of Hayden, obviously. You'll think of me. Meth. That's a whole nother episode I'll do later. That's a full episode worth. But if you want to know what 10 years of crystal meth use, and then, some woman who probably had to coat hanger one of her children out of her vagina, and you want to know what, like, if you're thinking, man, life sucks, I'm tired all the time, I don't have the energy, coffee doesn't do it for me anymore, Adderall, they won't fill my scripts, I keep breaking into my therapist's office to try to sign her, like, forge her signature, but she's beefed up security. All I need is one prescription pad from her and I'm good. But you want to be, and you're like, whoa, wait, what? They say meth is bad. It is. You want to know what 10 years of meth use looks like. And then you want to know what it's like for a woman who's been clean for a couple years. She probably runs a meeting here in Baldwin. She probably is the leader of an NA meeting. Well, they probably don't even have NA out here because they're weird like that. They probably have just AA. So just go take a look at all of her little vapes. You can hit it from her little what's the word I'm looking for? What's like a platter that they set out at a party of like crackers and meats and cheeses, fruits and vegetables. It's like that but for vapes. Smart idea. No other smoke shop has ever done that. I've never seen that. So maybe you should be a 10-year meth head and then get clean. Maybe you'll come up with better ideas like that. I'm joking. So we were talking about the Southwestern United States, specifically New Mexico, Nevada, Arizona, parts of California, Utah, maybe even a little bit of Texas. There's probably about 7 or 8 states in there that got some desert landscape. When I say the desert, I don't mean like the Saharan sandy desert, like the Saharan desert or the Middle East. Even though they're technically kind of the same temperature-wise, it's a different kind of desert climate and habitual landscape. The only one that's kind of similar to the one that we have here in the United States would be Australia. I think. I've never been there, so I don't know. We're just going to take how is audio, yeah. Why do I bring this up, though? The Southwestern United States, specifically the habitual landscape and the climate. Because it's the best kind of soil to bury a body. Dirt is not the way to go. If you want to get rid of a body, you need to do it in a desert climate where, like, it's not sandy. So Africa and the Middle East won't work. I don't know what they do with their bodies over there. They seem to be pretty efficient at getting rid of them. Because they just all kill each other. Well, I never really thought about it too much as a kid. The fact that my stepmom and my dad, not my dad, but the woman he married, is a gambling addict. Her family, my dad's sister, my dad's sister's husband, who grew up in the town right next to my mother's town. Ain't that a coinky dink? Now that's fate. They all worked at the little dog track there in Hudson, Wisconsin. I think it was Hudson. I'm not sure. It's probably not Hudson. They all worked at the dog track where they race dogs and they all bet on the dogs. My dad, my mom, my dad's sister, and my dad's sister's now husband. They were all degenerates. I thought it was a good idea to bet money, hard-earned money that could have been saved for me. Could have been saved for me for betting on NFL games. Kind of seems like the way to go, no? 0-2 on Thursday Night Football, but we're coming back. I already put out an episode 70. Episode 70 has all the Week 14 NFL bets, so go do those. I feel like I'm being controlled every time I talk. But isn't that a nice thing to think about? The local dog track. So my aunt, which would be my father's sister, her husband, he still likes to get all junked up on adrenaline when he's betting on the Greyhound dogs. He does it for a living. Can you imagine that? Betting on dogs for your as a career, as a profession. I'm not even kidding. That's what he does. I don't think he's ever met. He might have met my one uncle who does the hospital beds. That's not a joke either. I have one uncle. Well, technically not an uncle, but yeah. It's like my cousin, you know. She's not really my cousin, but it's my stepmom's adopted sister's daughter. So we couldn't be further from related. So that's good. It's good that we had a kid together in a past life. I kind of wish that I really do wish that we were related in that life. You have to keep the bloodline pure. You can't taint it with any outside blood outside of the family name. Duh. You just can't. So, if having sex with your cousin or your sister is illegal or frowned upon in the Christian religion or the light, because that's really what it's about, the light. The light, the light, the light, the light, the light, the light, the light. It's all about the light. I'm on my second cup of coffee. Coffee still does it for me, folks. But I'll do another episode on that subject as well, too. Coffee, Monster, and cigarettes. They all have three very distinct and unique characteristics that make them so addicting. For me, personally. And it's just kind of interesting. Because they all... Not really you can't really drink Monster and coffee at the same time. It's not a good vibe. But either of those two with a cigarette in the dead of winter... God damn. I don't know if she's a meth head or not, so don't go asking her for meth or whatever. But my stepmom, her family. Isn't it cool to have two moms, technically? Yeah, sorry, Mom. I mean, yeah, you're my mom, but who was there more? And you had the chance to give me the opportunity to have two dads, so, you know. Maybe the podcast would be more popular if you would have gotten married to that fucking asshole. Maybe more people would listen. Oh, Hayden, you don't tell anybody about the podcast, so nobody listens. Yeah. Well, it's one of those word of mouth things. It's a secret podcast. Because it's only for an elite and exclusive level of listenership. Because I don't do video. It's only reserved for people in the Illuminati. And people in Baldwin, Wisconsin who who are man enough to take a shit in one of not the handicap stall, but the other stall, the other shitter, that doesn't even have a lock on it. So the door just swings open every time you go to take a shit. So not if you won't see the QR code if you take a piss in that stall, but you'll see it if you got the balls to take a shit in a stall with a door that doesn't work. The door doesn't work, the lock doesn't work, so you're basically taking a shit in a bathroom, a piece of shit bathroom in a piece of shit gas station that deserves some upgrades. They don't even have a lock on the fucking door! If you got the nuts to take a shit in that stall, you are in the club. You're in the listener club for the Because podcast. Because why? Because why? Because you don't care if anybody looks at you when you're fucking doing your business. Because you're minding your business. And anybody who goes to that gas station and uses that bathroom is minding their business too. Unless they're one of the local Baldwin folks who's actually really nice and really kind of sweet. They're nice people. I talked with two of them, one of the workers and one of the dudes last night, Friday, December 6th, the night that I was told again that I was going to win the lottery. Just empty promises, lies, but nobody else won, so that means the jackpot's bigger. When you disprove simulation theory and you prove that God exists, essentially, God rewards people with faith and who don't kill themselves when the going gets tough. So don't do that. I was joking in 40, 50 episodes ago about blowing your brains out. I was kidding. Take out a life insurance policy. Suffer for a couple of years. Know what it's like to live through hell before you go there. Because that's what's going to happen. God will make your life hell to prepare you for hell. I imagine that's why my life has been hell for 3 years. Oh, hi, Mingy Mutt. Hi. Oh, Mingy. Oh, Mangy Mutt. Oh, it's the Aria. Little Aria Mutt. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Yeah, I'll pick you up. I'll pick you up. Oh, yes. There's the Mutt. She wants attention. Because I'm screaming into a microphone, so she gets all attention hoary when I start doing that. She wants to talk into the microphone. She's got her paws up on the table. She's got her paws up on the table. She knows it's time to work. Not sit on my ass and mooch off my fucking husband. Good girl. Good girl, yes. Good girl. I'm almost done with my 4th cup of coffee, so this episode's probably going to end very well. Let me know how that one sounds. Let me know how that one sounds. Does the audio sound good now? It looks different on the thing. But it should sound better. It should sound better. I guess. I don't have the foam thing on the mic. Anyways, you know. Since I've been doing a lot of sports betting episodes, I'm just gonna do some research right here live on the mic. It's Sunday afternoon at 2 p.m. I got Red Zone on in the background. So the Vikings are 14-3. I had the under 45.5. Pittsburgh -6.5. Tampa Bay and Las Vegas over 46. And Jacksonville and Tennessee over 40, which that one's not going to hit. I only had one unit on that one. It's 6-0. I also had a couple of alternate, but I'm not going to share those right now. I want to make sure my record's consistently good enough before I start posting other fields of expertise in the betting areas in terms of like the alternate spreads, like the first quarter spread, the first half spread, over under, shit like that. Team to score first touchdown score, anytime touchdown score, player props. But I was just gonna look up right now how many states have legal sports betting. Have legal sports betting. Arizona, Arkansas, Colorado, Connecticut, Delaware, Illinois, Florida, Indiana, Iowa, Kansas, Kentucky, Louisiana, Maine, Maryland, Massachusetts, Michigan, Mississippi, Montana, Nebraska, Nevada, New Hampshire, New Jersey, New Mexico, New York, North Carolina, Ohio, Oregon, Pennsylvania, Rhode Island, South Dakota, Tennessee, Vermont, Virginia, West Virginia, Washington, Washington, D.C., Wisconsin. Are there any other states left? I think I just listed them all, aside from Alaska and Minnesota. So I'm not even gonna get into the whole pot thing. It's probably because Tim Walz is busy like drinking blood on an island with Kamala Harris. So that's why nothing ain't getting done around Minnesota these days. Jesus. It's not legal in Texas or Oklahoma or Idaho or Utah or Missouri, Alabama, Georgia, South Carolina, and Hawaii. That's it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 states. So 38, it's legal. So I don't really know what the fuck we're doing in the. Well, I don't live in Minnesota anymore. What states have legal prostitution? So you can take a mortgage out on your house, or a few if you want to do that. Or you could take a mortgage out on your mother's house for like 80, 90 grand. And you could go bet it on the Cincinnati Bengals and the Dallas Cowboys Monday Night Football game to go over 49 and a half points. And you'd probably win. You'd probably win that bet. And your mother would actually probably be happy. So that's the thing. You can do that in the state of Wisconsin or 37 other states. But you can't pay some cum dumpster who's got a clean bill of health in terms of the um, her side hustle. Can't pay some cum dumpster to bust a nut in her one of her holes in pretty much the entire country. Nevada. Nevada. They have 19 legal brothels currently operate in 6 of the states in 6 of the states, the 17 counties. Yeah, that's a typo. Way to go. Decriminalize sex work. .work. So, just that state. The desert heat, baby. Now they got some sports teams up in Vegas. They added the Vegas Golden Knights like 5 years ago, 6 years ago, maybe at the most. They've been to the Stanley Cup Finals like 3 years out of those six. They're a very good team. I don't know how well they're doing right now, but they used to be very good. And then they moved the Oakland Raiders over there, and they had that fucking they call it the Death Star, the stadium. It's all black. And now they're moving the Oakland Athletics baseball team over there. They're moving the baseball team over there. Because the Oakland Athletics ballpark is probably the shittiest stadium out of all the four major stadiums. And they get like 400 fans a game. I mean, it's a piece of shit, dude. Like, literally, when you go to take a piss or a shit, usually a shit, um, and like, let's say there's a bathroom right above you, dude, like, the ceiling is like cracking and rotting away from the plumbing collapsing. So it's like rotten, like shit and piss, like leaking through the ceiling. And it's in them, dude. It's like such. There's nobody ever there. They have pictures of fans there. They don't have any fans. This is what it looks like. I'll post. I'll post a link of this picture. Yeah. There's like 20 people in the stands, like right behind first base, and there's people like sitting on the row above the the seating that's right behind first base. Level with it. And there's hundreds of seats wide open, and all of the people are sitting above the rafters above them. Just go to where there's nobody there. There's not even this many people at the game. Copy, paste. Hmm. Anyways, so yeah, Nevada's got. I don't know if they're gonna put a basketball team there. I know the NBA is trying to expand right now. Actually, two teams, which is pretty ironic. They're trying to. I think they're gonna. They got to put one in Seattle. Seattle needs another. They need a basketball team. Seattle needs a basketball team again because they just got the Seattle Kraken, the hockey team, like 2 years ago. So they got the Seattle Mariners, Seattle Seahawks, Seattle Kraken. Seattle's a big fucking city, and the fact that they didn't even have a hockey team, they just had two teams. Because they got rid of the Seattle Sonics. So I'm pretty sure that one of the NBA teams is going to be in Seattle, and the other one's going to be in Vegas. That's what I believe. So they would have to restructure the East would get another team. Probably the Memphis Grizzlies or the New Orleans Pelicans. Probably Memphis. They're almost on the fucking ocean. I don't know why Memphis is a West team. I never understood that. So it would either be, it would most likely be Memphis moving to the east, I think, in my opinion. And then it would be New Orleans, and then Minnesota would be the third likely move to the east, which is an easier conference, whatever the fuck. Where's weed legal? Because they legalized it in Minnesota, but they didn't. 18 months ago, they legalized the sale of marijuana in dispensaries. But they couldn't file the paperwork for 18 months. They still don't sell weed in dispensaries 18 months later. I don't think, I know, no state has ever done that. Every time they legalize it, it's, oh, you can just go to the dispensary the same day. They plan that shit out. They're not just fucking around doing nothing all the time. Maybe they are. If they are, it's probably because of the whole psyop over the Twin Cities metropolitan area. That's probably what it could be, a brainwashing experiment on the masses. Which is really nice stuff. It's good stuff. It's nice. So legal cannabis by U.S. Jurisdiction. I don't know why it takes them so long to draft up the paperwork in Minnesota. They just have it for medical. I mean, they do sell. I mean, it's so like the most craziest fucking thing that I've ever had to witness. I think maybe ever. The way that the state of Minnesota dealt with legalizing marijuana, it was so crazy. It still is. No state. Because I remember going to Michigan like right after they legalized it, and they had dispensaries all over the state popping up. But they were just getting started. They had like some in a few major towns. But we were in the UP, the Upper Peninsula of Michigan. We went to Marquette or whatever the fuck town. I don't even remember. Jesus. 28-21 Vikes. So the under did not hit. Damn, the stats said it otherwise, but you know, what can you do? You don't hit them all, folks. So that in the Tennessee game, 0-2. But then we got Pittsburgh minus 6.5, and then Tampa Bay Raiders over. I think those two will probably hopefully hit. The Raiders, Tampa Bay one might not. Anyways. Anyhow. Why did I come to the maps? Raiders, Bucks probably won't hit. 10-14. Bucks are up. Fourth quarter just started. 10-6 Jags, Titans. 6.5 minutes left in the fourth. And if I do hit the lottery and get lucky. You know, Loose. Hell Breaks Loose, the Eminem song. Lucifer. Luc, but with no K. If ER. So, jot that one down. Put that 101 in your little notebook. Just the luck of the draw, man. I'm pretty sure that's what the lottery probably is. Why would it not be? The Holy Spirit's everything. With all due respect, I know I make my joke. Come on. Tony Pollard. I thought he was going to be better than he was last year. But I traded him and Jordan Addison and 3 first-round draft picks in the future for Justin Jefferson. Tony Pollard, Jordan Addison, 3 first-round draft picks, 2024 first-round draft pick, a 2025 first-round draft pick, and a 2026 first-round draft pick in my draft, like the Dynasty League, where you keep the same roster over the course of multiple years for Justin Jefferson. Who says I don't like black people? I could have drafted 3 white guys for, you know. And if I was smart about it, statistically speaking, I definitely probably could have got more value. That's how much I like Justin Jefferson. That's how much I think he's going to be for the next 8 years probably. You just got to keep his body healthy and, not get injured. Dude, holy shit. This fucking dog is that, dude. Marijuana where it's legal state. So Minnesota, it's fully legal. Medicinal, yeah. But they don't sell it in dispensaries still. They don't. Maybe they do now because it's been 18 months. I remember them saying that it was going to be 18 months. And I thought, what the fuck are you talking about? I thought, Jesus, man, 18 months? So they didn't legalize it then. They legalized, like, you can have it on you and you can grow it and you can buy it, but they don't sell it. So where do you get it? You just have to grow it. That's essentially what the state was saying, pretty much. Interesting. No, it's actually, I never even thought about that. So I kind of like that idea. It's not that hard. You just got to look up the process online if you need to borrow my rusty trusty internet, you can. You can borrow my device if you think you're being gang stalked or hacked, or it's probably just God leading you down the right path. Anyways, there's only 4 states where it's fully illegal: Idaho, Wyoming, Kansas, and South Carolina. So there you go. Prostitution is only legal in Nevada. There was previous search results on an episode a long time ago that basically said that Maine interesting. Yeah, so they talk about it on, you know what I mean? I'm not fucking talking about anything new. I don't really understand it. There's something there. I'm not saying that. I don't even know. It's just weird. You think that they would, the government, or they would try to. They probably will. Once the country starts dying out, that's what happens when you eat a raw bat. Can't eat the bat raw. You have to like cook it up a little bit longer in the soup. Just a little bit longer. Anyways, that's pretty much the gist of it. I just thought it was very interesting. Nevada, 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 Nevada. They have a roller coaster inside one of the buildings there. If you didn't know that, go check it out. The Southwestern United States. That about wraps it up. I mean, for my take on it.